Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes.
Now, hang on just a minute.
That's what I'm talking about, that being flustered.
I beg your
pardon. This is pure poppycock. But, you throw all that in, you're like, how does this work, man? How can this all possibly work? But it does, man. It does all work. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. Y'all thought WandaVision was weird. Shit, this is Marvel completely off their meds right now.
You think so?
Yeah, this is Marvel walking the streets talking to themselves. Go get them, bring them in right here. Yeah, y'all thought WandaVision was a trip. The shit ain't even kicked in yet. Y'all are just kind of buzzing right now. Y'all ain't really feeling it yet. And that's what I think, man. And I'm going to tell you, because we got this new show, Loki. And Loki's got a lot of competition. Loki's got a lot of competition from shows that have not only been highly praised, but shows that have just been just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And weird means you're taking a chance. And and this is up there. This is definitely up there, and I'm thinking that Loki, and with his show, maybe he does need to take that next step to being just absolutely nuts, because, well, for one, a lot of people are saying, wait, Loki got a show? Wait a minute, didn't that bitch get choked out by Debo or Thanos? Well, I love that he
really thought he was gonna get out of it somehow.
It was one of them choke outs that was so bad that you start dancing in midair. You see that shit? When the feet start dangling? Yeah. Shit, he thought he was on a bicycle trying to ride out of it. Them feet start dangling and jangling and shit.
A grip so tight you can't teleport out of it.
Let's be serious, y'all. There's not much to Loki.
There's not.
There's really not much to Loki. Sure, he's very charming and he's a punk ass.
Yeah, he's a punk ass. He's a liar. He's never like the main villain. Like even when he was the main villain in the Avengers, turns out he wasn't the main villain.
Working for the man. Steadily getting pimped out.
But never admitting it. Oh, that's all part of my plan.
Never admitting it. Steadily getting pimped out. And that pimp hand is strong.
Yeah.
Get your ass up. Yeah, man. With Loki, he's charming and he's a punk ass. But compared to Wanda, Wanda's crazy. Compared to Wanda, she's got psychological problems. Mm-hmm. Bucky got PTSD.
Yeah.
Falcon, he's black. That comes with a whole box of problems right there. They all have some layers to them.
Sure. Even the Vision, he's Pinocchio.
Even the Vision.
Yeah.
God damn, well, you really no wonder Loki's so pissed off all the time, because when you come down there, you ain't shit, really, man, compared to them. Loki's a snitch, a bitch, and a backstabber.
Right.
You're a weasel, that's all.
Weasel, yeah.
You're a weasel with some slick back hair, man. That's it.
He's a charming weasel that everybody can see right through.
Everybody, man. But thanks to good old time travel, multi-dimensions, and just plain old Marvel weirdness, Loki might be fresh again. Or is he? The last two Marvel shows, they were very, very highly praised, as we mentioned. And they were also, at least one of them was very weird. Can Loki even dream of keeping up with Wanda and Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Let's go ahead and take a look at, you've seen it already, but let's get a freshen up here. Let's watch the trailer for Loki, and we'll be back with our review of 2 episodes.
The perfect Three Stooges right there.
That cat, I love that cat. That cat like, oh shit, I heard about you. He said, you stab anybody in the back, even a cat, bitch. I'm very eager to hear what Martin thinks about this because I don't know. We have not talked about it.
That's true, we haven't.
But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put it out there what I think about this. Now, my impression with this, Loki don't realize it. And, you know, and given his ego, I'm sure that he would highly debate me on this. But he don't realize that this right here is probably his greatest moment.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
I mean, it's him actually taking some people out.
Well, for once being effective.
Yeah.
That moment right there is one of his greatest moments. Quickly followed by this greatest hits right here. He looked like Hulk just raped his ass.
Yeah, right?
And the dick was good. Shit, I ain't never had my world rock like that.
Daddy, I feel like a virgin all over again.
Hulk, do you love me? The reason why that's his best moment is because that's when Marvel finally realized that, you know what? Like his brother, Loki's a little bit better when he looks stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying like, you know, because this right here, him looking stupid is starting to do wonders for his career.
Well, it is something about the Asgardians where they get boring until they get funny. And then they get, and that's when they're at their best.
You know, nobody's asking Loki to be a himbo like his brother.
Yeah.
Brother just a big ass musclehead bimbo now. He's just stupid. He really is dumb. But, you know, Marvel's just saying, you know, we don't want to treat him like his brother because he is, you know, let's be fair. Loki is smarter than his brother a little bit.
Is he, though? Is he, though?
I think he is.
I know he thinks he is.
But that's the problem.
Because Loki is like Wile E. Coyote, where he thinks he's really smart. Yet if you're so goddamn smart, how come none of your schemes work?
Because his ego gets to him every time.
Yeah.
Like he really... Thing is, I would sit Loki down. I would say, "Man, you really are smarter than your brother, but you just, you know, if you stop being a bitch and always trying to get a come up."
Well, that's almost the conversation Thor has with him in that elevator right there.
Thor has practically been telling him.
Look.
He says, "Look, bro, I'm stupid. All right."
Yeah, he's like, you know, I always want to like be, you know, cool with you and us do things, but you're not gonna do it. So
He's not.
I'm you know, it's cool, it's fine. Whatever.
Thor tells him like, "Look, I'm dumb as." And I get by because I'm cool, but you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You're a scheming, backstabbing, think you better than everybody asshole.
Uh-huh.
And if you were just cool, you would actually get by because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
actually a smart guy.
Right. You're a smart guy. You're God. You can do magic.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing is that because Loki is so full of himself, he's that asshole that everybody loves to see gets what's coming to him. They love to see him be made a fool out of over and over again just because of his ego. And not just made a fool out of, you know, they want to see him flustered. Because made a fool out of
yeah.
Yeah. Because after we make a fool out of you, then, you know, we'll go on about our day and whatnot. They want to see your ass just, they want to see your whole day f***ed up. They want to see your week just messed up to where you're just like, they want to see you turn to Karen. They want you to ask for the manager. They want to catch your ass on video and put on TikTok, and they want you to lose your job. You know?
That moment where he's speechless. You're like, that's what I was waiting for.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so sweet to me.
They want that British fluster. I say, how dare you? They love that. They
Yeah,
want to see
yeah.
that. And boy, nothing gets your ass more flustered than waiting in line at the county, at the courthouse,
the DMV.
at the DMV.
Yeah.
Don't nothing get you more flustered than waiting in line at some government office, some bureaucratic line somewhere, taking numbers.
anywhere you got to wait in line where they got the ropes set up like a maze, but there's barely anybody in there. It's like, can I just skip over?
Nope. Anywhere you go and got to sign a lot of paperwork, anywhere you go and they have you stand in line and shit, when it could be easily be done some other better, efficient way, you look at it like, damn, if this bitch get off her phone.
I'm on a break.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Any way I could do this online? Nope. All right.
Yeah. And it's hilarious to see. This is my point here is that it is so hilarious to see Loki, out of all of the foes that Loki has fought, out of all the cosmic adventures that he's had, his biggest challenge is bureaucracy, red tape. It feels good to see that not even a god is above the bureaucratic bullshit that you have to go through at these offices, man. And those make for some very funny scenes when the show first starts out.
Look, this has been a very enjoyable pantomime, but I'd like to go home now.
Are you guilty or not guilty, sir?
You like, damn, they really not bullshitting here.
Well, plus, you know that if you're being led somewhere in handcuffs or restraints, you don't cop an attitude.
No, you
Just
don't.
watching this going like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, what do you think? Shut the up, man.
Even if you think you can get out of this, just be quiet for right now.
They brought your ass this far. They got you in a Guantanamo Bay jumpsuit. Got a dog collar around your neck. What do you think? You ain't Loki no more.
Right.
You a bitch now. Those scenes are so funny to me. And that's the beginning of the show. The strength of it starts out with that. This whole dynamic of this god just being stripped down, and not by any special cosmic force or magic or big villainous foe or Thanos. It's just by the same thing that we all have to deal through.
Sure. It also shows the power of the people surrounding him by how nonchalant they are about him, how much they don't care about what he was before he got there.
Somebody said Loki a black man today.
Oh yeah. No. It's like living for the city. It's like getting that cell, nigga. Lord.
Shit, Loki in the county. It immediately pulled me in with that. How'd you feel about this?
Yeah. I dug the setup a lot. It had a good way of having him go through this while you're still watching, going, okay, what's going on here? But it's fun to watch him get taken down, and the fact that he won't cop to, like you say, his ego keeps getting in the way, so it stays funny the whole time, and just you spend a lot of time going, dude, just shut up. Like I was with you having to wait in line. That was some bullshit. But now, could you please shut up?
Yeah,
And you can't, can you? Okay, all right.
There's even a point where Loki had to even admit, like, damn, is this what it's like dealing with me?
Yeah.
Loki is so much more than just this joke of a god walks into an office. It's more than that. What I think this really does is that it shows Marvel's strategy, how it continues to evolve, and how you want to. Now, this at the risk of sounding like a Marvel bitch. People are like, don't
Too
worry,
late.
you are. You and Loki.
Oh, we're past that.
Yeah, you done been over Marvel plenty of times, Corey. We know. But I really do feel like, I'm gonna sound impartial, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I think a lot is owed to Marvel right now for keeping the superhero genre fresh, for keeping the superhero genre relevant, actually, because as a lot of people continue to say, well, I don't know, I'm getting tired of superheroes. What Marvel has done, the question is, how does Marvel continue to make the superhero genre work? And I think the answer that they might even give you is that by not making them superhero properties.
Yeah, there's nothing superhero-y about any of this.
They
Sci-fi, sure, but not superhero-y.
no. They eventually become that. There's gonna be a point where somebody gonna fly off and beat the shit out of somebody in the midair and start shooting lasers.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that Marvel logo is still there.
and we,
Hey, don't get crazy now.
yeah, exactly. Let's not forget where you came from. But they're gonna do that. We expect it. but they throw bigger elements into the mix. You know, WandaVision is a satire on American television sitcoms until it becomes a psychedelic take on psychology. And then somebody starts beating the shit out of each other while flying and shooting lasers. Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a buddy action flick with a political and social statement, and social being along racial sometimes. And then people start flying and beating the shit out of each other and shooting lasers. But, you know, all of these before they got to that point, there was something bigger around it.
Sure.
Making it something more. Mm-hmm. And Loki, I feel, continues to mix those genres and, you know, making it more than just a superhero thing. And the more Marvel experiments, the weirder that mix gets. And the first episode of this is so much in just two episodes, y'all. 2 50-minute episodes, if you include credits. The first episode of this, it's like a surreal comedy. This reminded me a lot of Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah. Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich.
There's a tiny door in my office, Maxine.
There's no such thing as a hole into somebody's brain.
Yes, there is.
Are you on some shit?
Could be both.
Oh shit! I'm about to go deep diving even more because I mean, this really does take me back to the '90s, and I wonder if the showrunner, I forgot her name, I wonder if the executive producers,
Carrie Waldron, maybe?
I think so, but it reminded me of so much of even like French sci-fi films from the '90s.
With the cartoon, it had a little bit of a Fantastic Planet look.
Well, I'm thinking of things like just a little bit of City of Lost Children, and shit. If you really want me to get really hipster on your ass to where it's like, oh shit, now you talking about people, you know, Terry Gilliam.
No. The two things I thought looking at this, I was like, is John inside John Malkovich and Brazil.
Brazil. You know, Terry. This takes so much influence from these '90s sci-fi and fantasy films and surrealist comedies, and because of that,
being John Malkovich.
Yeah, being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Well, you're inside him, you know, you're doing that. But yeah, and you know, because of all these influences here, this is more like you said, this is not a superhero. So far. It's not a superhero thing. It's a surrealist comedy, sci-fi fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's nothing superhero about it.
While we don't know for sure Loki's power set, we know that there's certain things he can do. So he has to be in an environment that's overwhelming to where it's like, yeah, nothing. You are this big to everything else around you. So once you get over yourself, you got to adapt.
And it's so funny to see. I love this dynamic. Loki's is probably in the most powerful environment that he's ever been in, and it looks like The Office.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like a dirty, drab, kind of groovy office in a way.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, it's got a retro vibe, which I know you dig.
I looked at that brown radio right there, like, oh shit, I gotta have that.
It's got that, but it's also got a lot of brown, and just like when you work in an office where it's just drudgery almost.
Yeah, it's
a big deal that they treat like it's not a big deal at all.
It's people with no eye for interior decorating who've just been in office too long, clashing with the people who really know how to who really know how to do interior decorating. Like this whole thing has like a postmodern '60s modern vibe, groovy vibe to it. But the motherfuckers just keep adding that ugly ass
that brown plywood,
that brown wood paneling and everything. Is like, God, we're trying to make this place cool. But it looks a great environment, man, and it's the drab against the magic. But the other thing I was impressed with is that halfway through the first episode, after we've made this surrealist sci-fi comedy fantasy thing going on, halfway through it turns into to Loki's therapy session.
Yeah.
During that half on the first episode, I kind of start to feel for Loki more than I ever have, because I've always hated Loki. I was like, he's cool, and I give him to it. He's smooth. I'll give him his game, when he got it. But I've always said, y'all dealing with a murderer.
Yeah.
And I never liked him, man. But I felt for him here when he had to really express his insecurities. those parts even had a lot of heart. But by the time we get to the, and no spoilers here, y'all. There's no spoilers at all. But by the time we get to the second episode, it's changed even more. Then, by the time we get to the second episode, it is, at that point, it is it's a buddy detective thriller. It's a police procedural.
I saw it more like 48 Hours, where you have the officer who's got somebody tagging along who ain't a cop at all, but it's like, well, it's special circumstance. I got to have you with me.
Wow, it is. You know what it is like that.
I mean, it's not Eddie Murphy, being funny all the time, but it's structurally.
Wow,
I
give you that, man. It is that. And you look at this, and so you start to realize that, okay, if Doctor Strange is being on mushrooms, if one division is LSD, Loki is that dude who got that good weed. Whenever he smokes, he always wants to start talking about time travel theory. But instead of telling him to shut the up like you usually would, everybody kind of pulls up and like, damn, this is kind of deep. This is cool. At least that was me, man. You throw more crazy things like space lizard gods and a cartoon talking clock.
Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes.
Now, hang on just a minute.
That's what I'm talking about, that being flustered.
I beg your
pardon. This is pure poppycock. But, you throw all that in, you're like, how does this work, man? How can this all possibly work? But it does, man. It does all work. And here's the thing about this, man. Even as funny as this is, as much as it seems like a big mix of genres, and I say is a lighter version of those things, what I really loved about this is that underneath it all, there's always this feeling of menace.
Yeah.
There's always this feeling of like, look, we are not fucking around here.
Who actually believes this crap?
Sir, I'm gonna use your ticket.
No. Thanks for visiting.
Shit.
Shit, I would have ran back and got another ticket.
Shit, what number? Pick one. You're dealing with the Time Variance Authority, whose job it is to keep the timeline straight, make sure that everything is as it should be. And there are moments where you believe like, okay, this is cool. That's their job. But then there are the moments where it's like, okay, are these people in an actual office, or are they a cult? Because they keep having these sayings and these praisings to these gods that they have. And
I mean, everything seems legit until you start talking about the timekeepers, the gods, and the way that they act around that. I mean, you have no reason to doubt it up to that point, but it's like, I mean, that's the one thing when Loki's questioning that, you're like, you might be onto something.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where it seems that there's this menace of we're not playing around. We will kill you, even though we seem like, we're all low-key office workers. And also, praise be the timekeeper gods. And it's like, okay, that's a little freaky right there. Yeah. It feels like a 70s movie in a way, man.
It does.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna pass it on to Martin to kind of come wrapping some things up, man. It's great to see Loki have to deal with all this paperwork. It's great to see the time travel is fun. The mystery keeps you guessing, and seeing Loki just being pretty much doing job training for a desk job that he has to do himself. All that is hilarious. I can't stop laughing. But I told you I was looking forward to this, and this is everything I wanted to be without knowing what I wanted.
Yeah.
I love this. This is my favorite out of all of the series.
Oh, okay.
So far.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the rest. This might get crazy, but so far what I'm experiencing, this is so wild and yet it works.
It should get crazy.
I love it. Now I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm gonna pass this on to you.
Well, something that you didn't mention that is my favorite thing about this show is Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson is turning into a guy who I used to find annoying most of the time, and now he's moving into an area when he pops up and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm digging him. And actually, for me, it's his show. I love the show whenever he's on, and him and Loki together, and it works because the way he works with Loki, where everybody in the TVA, they hate Loki. They just soon erase him and just go on about their
They
business.
sure would.
But Owen Wilson's character, Agent Mobius, he's like, no, let me talk to him. And I feel like I can get through to him, and he can help us on this case. But he's really acting as his parole officer / therapist. He's the one who goes through things with him.
Yep.
And even he's like, you're kind of a pain in the ass, but I'm trying to get to see who you are. like it's almost it makes you feel like I wish I had somebody like that in my life who would they ride my ass, but they really do care about me getting to where I got to go. But the two of them, the way they play off each other, I'm like, man, this plot, I don't care about near as much as I do watching the two of them together.
Well, no, I'm right there with you because as much as I love all that, it's the characters that keep you coming back, and it really is Owen Wilson and what's his name, Tom Hiddleston that make this, man. Owen Wilson plays Mobius in Mobius, who's an actual character from the comics. And he's just as mysterious as everybody else. What I love about him, first of all, Owen Wilson, let me just tell y'all, Owen Wilson, just like you, Owen Wilson is great in this. This is almost like this is like 30 years of training to get to this point right here for Owen Wilson. You have this guy who's so smug. That's Loki, of course. You got this guy who's just cool, who's like, I ain't got to talk shit to you. You think you're 5 steps ahead, but I'm always ahead of you. I don't care. You can go ahead and get as crazy as you want to. Talk as much shit as you like. I don't care. But then what I like about their relationship is he really that far ahead? I don't know because
Loki gets over on him every so often.
Yeah, and Loki is Loki, so it's hard to tell when Loki's scheming and scamming, but at the same time, and then it's hard to tell like since Mobius and Mobius is so mysterious, it's almost like I said, like this kind of dread, like what are you?
Well, yeah, and there's even if one of them gets over on the other, it's like, yeah, but did you plan that though? Like who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, no, I love how each one of them thinks that they are in control here when we think Owen Wilson is the one in control, but do we know? But even then, it's just, man, they are great together. Mm-hmm. One really is the cool, kind of funny guy, and the other guy is kind of like the blustering straight guy, the flustered straight guy, and that dynamic works very well here.
Well, I don't like to talk. Yes, it's funny. It's absurd.
I thought you didn't like to talk.
Got me again, shit, Owen. Yeah, man, I love it when I'm with you, man. The highlights are when they're there. Every time they're on, I'm looking forward to. I like some of the other people here. Owen Wilson is I think you're right. I think he's the one that's really stealing this. He's the one that's sorry Loki, he's upstaging your ass.
Yeah. I'm like, I noticed it's titled Loki, but to me this is Mobius.
Well,
the Mobius show.
I really like them both, but I like it when they're together. But I like them both. I like them both a lot. But I like Wunmi Mosaku, who we just saw. Well, you've probably seen a few things, but
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country is probably what a lot of people remember her from. I love her because she is not having Loki's shit at all. Not at all. She's like, I'm watching him. You go with somebody else. Nah, man. And there's this. I love the mystery of the time variant authority. It's like what? Because you don't know what they are, man. When they say it was created. Were they created by special gods to be what they are? Are these humans who were they were transferred from Earth to be here in other dimensions? Because I'm not going to give away any details, but things that are big everywhere else, they're not big here. Things that we take for granted, they don't even know about it here.
Right.
Just very, very ordinary things. So I was like, what are these creatures? What are these beings? Are they humans or something else? I really love this, man. I really do. It's taking more chances than WandaVision that I think. Mm-hmm. WandaVision was still pretty straightforward in the sense that, all right, I know that they're satirizing TV shows, but this is taking on so many themes, and I don't have a clue where they'll possibly go next because they changed so much in 2 hours. 2 episodes that it could be anything from this point on.
I really I like Loki, but I don't love it like you do.
Yeah.
And one reason is I think so far what we've seen of the plot, the mystery, I find much less interesting than everything else going on. The other characters who aren't Owen Wilson are a little flat to me. I don't know. It's like with the TVA, they seem like they're real powerful, and yet when they're in the field, not so much.
Well, that's why they're worried about this mystery, because they're like, we usually have this under control.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
we don't now.
But like I said, those are my main complaints about the show. I will say that I almost loved the first episode. The second episode I thought dragged. And I watched it twice because I was like, maybe I just felt like that because I was tired that day.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like it better than you.
And when I think weird, like I know everything can't be the extreme, but Legion was weird. When I'm thinking of a show that's weird, that's the one where you're like, wow, these visuals are insane. And this is like it's weirder than the other Marvel shows, but I feel like there's room for more.
I am curious to see, because I'm curious to see where everything is going. And like I said, everybody's not going to be on the same level as I am.
Sure. But a lot of people are.
What? A lot of people are what?
Or some are saying that it's their favorite of the Marvel shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't read any of those. Again, I thought that I would be the weird one because I was thinking like, well, I'm just liking the weird shit. A lot of people gonna be like, okay, this is a little too out there for me. But I like that's the way it is. That's what's keeping me wanting to see the next episodes. Yeah. I want to see what the next direction is going to take. And that reveal that they did at the end of it, I am curious to see what that's about. I can see what you're saying, because it wasn't like a oh my god, but it was like, all right, that is a turn I didn't really expect. All right, let's see what they do with that. Yeah, man. I when I say I love this and like it better than the others, I'm not saying that this is going to be. Okay, let me change that. I do think this is something that you haven't seen Marvel do before. If this is any indicator of the direction that the multiverse is going to go, that what they're going to do with Doctor Strange and all these things, then when they talk about be weird to take chances, this is what I think of when I think of that. I like this, man. I like this a lot. But again, I was anticipating this kind of thing when I saw the trailer. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm eager to see how a lot of people are going to take this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you give it?
I give it a really high matinee.
Yeah. Me. It's a full price. Full price for me, man. As it stands. For 2 episodes. As I said, this is going to be something where they have to, that's the problem with reviewing these shows based on 2 episodes.
I know.
I don't know where this is going to go. And then when the shit ends up being whack at the end, everybody going to be like, stupid mother, you liked it though. But I'm telling you, I'm having the best time